For decades, Europe has relied heavily on the United States for its security. This transatlantic partnership, forged in the aftermath of World War II, has been a cornerstone of European stability. However, recent events, including shifting global power dynamics and internal divisions within Europe, have raised questions about the future of this alliance. Europe now faces a critical dilemma. Can it continue to depend on the US for its defense, or does it need to chart a new course towards greater self-reliance? Europe's current defense capabilities are fragmented and insufficient to address the multifaceted security challenges of the 21st century. While individual European nations possess advanced military technology and expertise, their efforts are often hampered by a lack of coordination and a common strategic vision. This dependence on the US has created a security umbrella, but it has also led to complacency and a reluctance to invest in defense. The current geopolitical landscape, marked by the rise of new threats and the resurgence of old rivalries, necessitates a re-evaluation of Europe's defense posture. The debate over Europe's defense future is not merely academic. It has real-world implications for the continent's security and its place in the world. The outcome of this debate will shape the future of the transatlantic relationship and have profound consequences for global stability. As Europe grapples with this complex issue, it must carefully weigh the costs and benefits of greater self-reliance against the continued reliance on its long-standing ally. On a recent episode of GPS, I discussed this very issue with two prominent European voices: Anne Applebaum, a Pulitzer Prize-winning historian and staff writer at The Atlantic, and Frans Timmermans, the former executive vice president of the European Commission. Their perspectives, while differing in some respects, highlight the complexity of the debate and the challenges Europe faces in forging a new path on defense. Anne Applebaum, a staunch advocate for a strong transatlantic alliance, argued that Europe cannot afford to go it alone. She emphasized the enduring value of the US security guarantee, particularly in the face of Russian aggression. Applebaum cautioned against any moves that might weaken NATO or undermine American commitment to European security. She believes that Europe's focus should be on strengthening its existing partnerships and working within the framework of NATO to enhance its collective defense capabilities. Frans Timmermans, while acknowledging the importance of the transatlantic relationship, offered a more nuanced perspective. He argued that Europe needs to develop a greater capacity to act independently, particularly in its immediate neighborhood. Timmermans emphasized the need for Europe to invest in its own defense industrial base, enhance its military capabilities, and develop a more coherent foreign policy. He believes that a more self-reliant Europe would not only strengthen its own security, but also make it a more valuable partner to the United States. The path towards a more self-reliant Europe in defense is fraught with challenges. Politically, Europe remains divided on key issues such as defense spending, military intervention, and the level of integration desired. Economically, the continent faces constraints in allocating resources to defense, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing energy crisis. Strategically, Europe must grapple with a complex threat landscape ranging from traditional military threats to hybrid warfare, terrorism, and cyber attacks. Despite these challenges, the pursuit of greater self-reliance also presents opportunities for Europe. By pooling resources and coordinating efforts, European nations can overcome the inefficiencies of fragmented defense structures. Investing in joint research and development can lead to the creation of cutting-edge military technologies, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers. Moreover, a more assertive Europe on the world stage can leverage its economic and diplomatic weight to promote peace and stability in its neighborhood and beyond. The development of a European defense identity does not necessarily imply a decoupling from the United States. Rather, it can be seen as a way to strengthen the transatlantic partnership by creating a more capable and reliable ally. A Europe that is more self-reliant in defense would be better equipped to share the burden of global security with the United States, allowing Washington to focus on other strategic priorities. The implications of a more self-reliant Europe extend far beyond the realm of defense. Politically, it could lead to a more assertive and unified European voice on the global stage. Economically, it could boost the European defense industry, creating jobs and fostering innovation. Strategically, it could alter the balance of power in Europe, potentially leading to a less predictable security environment. The future of Europe's defense capabilities remains uncertain. The outcome of the current debate will depend on a multitude of factors, including the evolving security environment, the political will of European leaders, and the trajectory of the transatlantic relationship. However, one thing is clear. Europe can no longer afford to be complacent about its own security. Whether it chooses to bolster its partnership with the United States or embark on a path of greater self-reliance, Europe must make strategic choices that will shape its destiny for decades to come. The decisions made today will determine whether Europe remains a continent of peace and prosperity or becomes vulnerable to the vagaries of a changing world.